was the construction of technology was going to replace the human race. What is this, Jamie?
That's an AI drone.
Wow.
I mean, this is
whoa.
This is the future.
Look at this fucking
and
thing.
like my business is on strike, the writers and I support my strike, but AI is a big issue. We don't everyone's worried about AI.
Right.
Well, everybody's worried about AI,
Yeah.
right? Like AI is going to be fighting our wars and like when
AI is going to be writing books.
When Trump was talking about Space Force back in the day, like this is Space Force.
Yeah.
This is real Space Force shit.
Yeah.
And
it's funny, they didn't even think of that in Star Wars.
AI? No, they didn't.
Isn't that wild? Like in Star Wars, no one had a cell phone, and
but they had lightsabers.
They did have lightsabers.
I mean, come on.
Pretty dope.
R2D2.
Definitely dope.
Yeah, they had R2D2.
R2 helped with some shit, but I don't know what he was really doing.
But he was so sad all the time. He was so annoying. But imagine, but there's a giant difference between that and sending a pilotless jet to engage in combat. It seems like that's the direction.
Yeah,
I get fucking so terrified when I watch those Boston Dynamic videos of those robots that they're inventing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They're getting so good. They're acrobats now.
I went to MIT. We filmed something at MIT, and they took me into the robotics department, like down in the basement, and they showed me like these 10 kids did a presentation. You ever been to campus at MIT?
Yes.
Fucking cool, right?
Yeah.
We got to film on the campus. We're the first film, Patriots Day, because one of the MIT cops was killed by the marathon bombers. They killed him after the bombing, and so they wanted to honor him, and they let us film there. And they took us down to the robotics wing and showed us a robot cheetah that they had invented that was sprinting up and down the halls and jumping over little obstacles. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah.
Can I see that? Show me the MIT robotic cheetah. Those little ones that look like dogs. They scare the shit out. Oh, like that. Yeah, like
but
that.
it was a cheetah. It was different than this.
These things scare the shit out of me because you could just easily see them with a gun on them.
Yeah, that's RoboCop shit.
And if you watch that Netflix show, Black Mirror,
yeah,
there's
great
one
show.
great episode. Did you ever see the heavy metal episode?
Was that about robots?
It's about one of these things chasing after this lady.
Yeah.
It's fucking great. It's terrifying. But you look at how it moves and gyrates.
Dude, it's real, and it's like you talk about so look at that and think about the progression that from the Wright brothers to Hiroshima in terms of aircraft. 50 years, that technology, that was what they were doing with the cheetah.
Oh, this one.
That was is that MIT?
Ago. Yeah, this was 10 years ago.
10 years ago. Look how fast it's going.
This is what they showed me, but they put a cheetah skin over it.
This is 28 miles an hour. I bet it goes 100 now.
Like, think about
it's probably electric now. We were talking about electric engines.
Think about that with a lightsaber attached to its head, just like charging through crowd control. Right?
Look at this thing. That looks like a giant dog.
That's see the cheetah tail there? See that cheetah tail? Mm-hmm. That was the room we were in.
Ah.
That's MIT, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the actual room we were in.
Laser distance data. So it's figuring out distances between things.
It just got faster 1 year ago.
Wow, that fucker.
Like, think about the applications.
Yeah, like it's not good. It's not going to teach people.
Give me go. What's one what's one kind, loving, positive application for that thing? Like
rescue, pull people out of a mine.
I have a dog.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe rescue.
But they're not going to use it for that.
No, they're not, dude. They're not. That's coming like in your door. Remember when was it Gates was the L.A. chief of police who first used a tank in South Central Los Angeles? Do you remember that story?
I don't remember that.
Oh God, I think it was Gates was his name, and he was his strategy was, okay, if you're holed up in your house and we want to arrest you, we're going to put a battering ram on a tank. And he drove his tank, and I mean he got in tremendous troubles, like the beginning of like the LAPD being called out for like
militarization, excessive. Nancy Reagan raided a South Central crack house. What?
What is this? I think this is it.
This is it?
Yeah, it was like the first designer drug raid is what someone called it. It says pure publicity stunt.
Look at this. Nancy Reagan wanted to find a way to maintain her visibility as an anti-narcotics crusader now that her husband was out of office. Chief Gates was looking toward a possible gubernatorial run, which mercifully never came to pass. For those arrested, it was another day in the war that American politicians and police had declared on black and brown communities. They really rolled in with a tank.
Yeah, they did. They put a battering ram on a tank and rolled in. You know, that's another, you know, interesting element of Painkiller that we touch upon was the parallels between Oxycontin and crack cocaine. You know, the crack epidemic. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, there it is.
Look at that.
That's LAPD, like
rescue.
going after. That's the war on drugs in Los Angeles.
That's a rescue vehicle, it says.
Rescue. We're here to rescue you from your life.
But that was how crack was dealt with, right, in the 80s. And if you look at OxyContin and what the Sacklers were able to do and how they were able to basically take something much more lethal and certainly more profitable than fucking crack and get away with it. Like that's something that we talk about quite a bit.
It's pretty insane. It's pretty insane that this is the reality of our current generation, that money allowed this to happen and that influence allowed this to happen, and most people just trusted their healthcare professional, and as it said in the film, or in your show, you know, that guy's trusting the FDA. He's trusting them that they know what they're doing.
What do you think you would do if you know, you hurt yourself, you were training, and you know had a really painful injury? Say, you know, you really fucked up your shoulder, and you know, in between, the immediate pain was, you know, very high, and a doctor was like, okay, here's the deal, like, this is going to really fucking hurt. We recommend a low dose of an opioid. How would you react to that?
Well, I've had that happen. I have had knee surgery, and when I was in the hospital, they had like a morphine drip, and it was wonderful. It was apparently you press the button and you get more morphine.
Sure, I
think that's how it worked. This is 92, somewhere around there, 93. But when I got my nose fixed, a few years back, and it didn't even hurt. And the doctor prescribed medicine. Oh, I should bring it back to the first surgery when I got the drip. When I got the drip, he did give me Vicodin. It was either Vicodin or Percocet. Yeah. I can't remember which one it was. I'm pretty sure it was Vicodin, though.